And the EU has announced it's clinched a deal to purchase 160 million doses of US biotech firm Moderna's coronavirus vaccine. Here's the European Commission President making the announcement a short while ago.
I'm happy to announce that tomorrow we will approve a new contract to secure another COVID-19 vaccine in our vaccine portfolio. This contract allows us to buy up to 160 million doses of a vaccine produced by Moderna. According to the results of clinical trials, this vaccine could be highly effective against COVID-19. Once the vaccine is indeed proven as safe and effective, every member state will receive it at the same time on a pro rata basis at the same conditions.
For more on this story, we can go across France 24's Dave Keating standing by in Brussels. Dave, you just heard there from Ursula von der Leyen adding Moderna's vaccine to the EU's COVID portfolio.
Yeah, and this is actually the sixth contract for vaccine purchases that the EU has engaged in. The most well-known one was the previous vaccine, which had a very high success rate, which was from Pfizer. The EU agreed to purchase at least 100 million doses and up to 300 million doses. So it's notable that this purchase is actually lower than the one for Pfizer. It may be that as more and more vaccines are proving themselves effective, the Commission is reeling back a little bit on these purchases. But overall, as President von der Leyen said there in the sound clip, they are looking at a strategy of a portfolio of vaccines, getting as many vaccines as possible because there are going to be quite a number, and some may prove to be more effective than others. Right now, it's hard to know which, and so the EU is buying basically all of the ones that are proving effective. It's the same strategy being used by the United States, by Japan, by the UK, and by others. It's also noticeable that as we go forward in this vaccine development, we're seeing that the big economies are making these major purchases, and of course, that's driving fears that smaller economies, developing countries, are going to be left behind. And actually in the UK obviously leaving the EU, has left the EU, cannot benefit from these EU group purchases. And so the UK may be left without paying a higher price and getting less access to those vaccines. That is a concern for medium-sized economies like the UK.
And Dave, what is the EU strategy here to roll out this vaccine? Has a timeline been set, a start date been set?
Yeah, I mean, EU leaders, EU prime ministers and presidents discussed this during a video summit last Thursday. They discussed the timeline for these vaccines coming out and, most importantly, how everyone is going to get access to them. Obviously, if the Commission is buying these, then they're going to be held by the EU, and the EU will be in charge of doling them out. The Commission has promised that it will do so equally and fairly, giving each country the amount of vaccines proportional to its population, that no one is going to be first in line. Every EU member state will be equal when it comes to getting vaccines. Now, President von der Leyen, after that video summit last Thursday, said that she's been told by the European Medicines Agency that we could maybe have an approval for the first couple of vaccines here in Europe in the second half of December. That is much faster than we thought even just a couple months ago, even just a couple weeks ago, really. So that was really good news from that summit last Thursday, which otherwise wasn't filled with very much good news. So now, as we look forward to the first half of 2021, they're going to be devising a detailed vaccine strategy. EU countries are due to submit their plans to the European Commission now as we speak. And from those national plans, the Commission is going to be formulating an EU plan for how these vaccines are going to be distributed. Again, they're going to want to look at who's within populations is going to get them first, vulnerable populations, frontline workers, and who gets them last. And that would obviously be the most healthy people. But they want to make sure that they do this in an organized way. And they want to, of course, prevent any kind of panic or any kind of rush from the population to try to get vaccines, from some people trying to get vaccines before it's their time to receive the vaccines.